What if you could be happy all the time? No more battling peace and fear, no more negative or positive, but genuine just peace. That is something that Michael A. Singer was able to talk to me about through his book, The Untethered Soul, which was an unbelievable eye-opener because I realized that we become what we think about in life. But I was still battling negative thoughts. I was still hurting inside. And I just came back home from Bali, Indonesia, and Thailand. And I just felt a little bit disconnected. And I was searching for my purpose. Why am I really here? What am I looking for? Who am I? And this book really answered that to like the best of its ability. Because finding out who you are goes beyond simple language. And that is something that he talks about in his book. To start off with the premise, we live in two worlds simultaneously. We have the physical world and the mental world. So the physical world is obviously what we see out here, what we feel, touch, taste, smell, and our sight. The mental world constitutes our imagination, our intuition, our intellect, our will, our reason, and our memory. And right behind the physical world is the mental world, and behind the mental world is you. You're just consciously aware, watching all of these things pass by your awareness. And that's what he talks about. Because we're conscious awareness, our one main attribute is focus. Now, what tends to happen lately is that our awareness gets hyper-focused onto the physical world. So if you close your eyes, you're going to focus on all of these. But honestly, a lot of us are focused on sight, touch, and that's about it, and hearing. And we're so trapped and focused on these three things, we almost believe that's what we really are. It's like, what is your name? That's who I am. No, it's where I'm from. That's not where you are. That's what you touch, that's what you see, that's what you taste, that's what you hear. Your name is just something that someone gave you, but what are you? You are the one that is aware of all of these things happening. It's almost like if you're watching a TV show, he actually says this in the book, where you're watching a TV show that you're so engaged that you kind of forget that you're in the room watching the television show. And it's the same thing with our conscious awareness. The next thing that we can start focusing on is our inner mind. We can start thinking about things that are happening in our memory. We can start reasoning. We can start using our will, our intellect, our intuition, our imagination. And we can believe those are us too. And get really caught up in our imagination and our thoughts and start fighting all day long. The one thing that he does talk about though is the psyche, which is the thoughts inside of your mind. And if we watch the thoughts inside of our mind, it goes back and forth, negative and positive. But we aren't that either. We're able to take a step back from our thoughts as well and just watch them. And this level of thinking has really allowed me to let emotions pass through me. Now the next thing that he starts talking about is a little bit past my awareness, but it's something to be aware of. This is where he says that once you back up away from all of these things that we're hyper-focused on, we're able to become and filled with God's love because we're not shutting it out anymore. We're not focusing away from it. The God, the universe, whatever you want to call it, we're now able to be engulfed by love. And this energy that he talks about is similar to another example from his book. Let's say you broke up with your girlfriend or whatever, and you're super, super sad, and then that person texts you. But that day that you were super sad, you were laying in bed, you didn't want to get up, you were lethargic, and you didn't want to do anything. You see the text message and you're blasted with energy. It's like, where did that come from? We have an internal source of energy that we're not tapping into because we're hyper-focused on all of these areas. And so what happens is, once we start to release from the physical world, we're able to move into a higher vibration. And what happens when you move into a higher vibration is, let's put it like this. I imagine these are all frequencies going from like I don't know, negative hertz to positive. Like, let's say it's like 800. Your thoughts resonate on a certain frequency. You have hate, fear, worry, and then you have up here on the positive side, love, joy, abundance, gratitude. And as you're on one of these frequencies, more of this starts happening to you. So the more you worry, the more worry you get. The more gratitude you give, the more gratuitous things happen in your life that you can be more grateful for. The more abundance, joy, and love that happen. And so as you move away from all these physical things and stop thinking about what you lack or what's there, you start moving and letting go into a higher frequency. And what they talk about is, it's not what you have to gain to get to a higher frequency, but it's what you have to let go of in order to come to a higher frequency so you can let things into your life. And this might be a new concept for you, but if it's not, sit tight. This is the idea of manifestation. It's an idea of what you're focusing on. So, let's say you wanted to manifest a new car, right? Now, once you get specific about the car, you say red Mercedes. What happens is, you're going to start seeing more red Mercedes out on the street just because you're able to focus on it. When you think about it, our sight, our touch, our taste, our smell, our hearing, they're not the outside coming in, it's us coming outwards to the inside and getting a reflection of what we have, or what we want, to give us a projection of what we think the outside is supposed to be. So if I look at a piano and someone else looks at a piano, depending on our leveling degrees of experience and awareness, the piano might look completely differently. Or for example, a skateboard. Some people just see like this ovular thing. For me, I can see a bunch of different tricks. I can actually see the world as a skate park after I've skated for so long. And so it's just that level of awareness that you're focusing on. So your sight isn't the world coming out at you, it's you looking out into the world, or it's really the world giving you sensors inside, and then you're processing it and then giving it whatever reflection that you have inside your predetermined beliefs. So let me write that out. So imagine this is the world, right? What's happening is, this isn't some like window looking out into the world. It's the world giving you sensory input and then your mind interpreting it. And then that gets filtered through your beliefs. And so, when you change your beliefs, right, what happens is your sight and your mind interpret things differently and you start to see more red Mercedes. It's like your reticular activating system showing you more of what you're looking for. And that's why we look for specificity. And so once we move away from the physical world, we get to allow ourselves to elevate to more love so that more love can come into our lives. And up till now, this is about the path to enlightenment, right? So you see the physical world, and then this direction is enlightenment. And this is the part where I don't really understand yet. I'm getting super close, and that's the exciting part, is once we're able to remove ourselves from this equation and just focus on us and who we are, our awareness, our spirit, we're able to actually connect to pure love. And that's my current understanding of it. And if you guys have more information, feel free to comment down below and let's talk about it and have an experience. Go ahead, subscribe. I love you from my heart to yours. I hope this is enlightening. Cheers.